Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's webinar.
Today we'll be covering questions and answers brought to us by a combination of our customers and also what our CS has been hearing from you guys. So every time you ask the questions to our CS team, we'll also be looped in and know more about, what your questions are. Hopefully we'll bring clarity to you today.
Exactly. So I guess we can just go ahead and get started with the first question that we received. So the first question here we got says, with regards to selected production day, when can I pick up my prints? So I guess this is for store pickups and production day selection. We don't actually recommend doing pickup for same day production. In fact, if you do select same day production and intend to pick it up, it won't be ready possibly till the next day. So we recommend either just selecting next day or regular production for pickup. If you do select next day production for pickup, that would be on the last day of production. So towards the end of the second day, after you place your order. And then of course, with regular business days, it's 3 business days. So on the third day, towards the end of the day, your pickup order should be ready.
So this is another question for integration. Can saved products be posted on my Shopify store? So just for some clarity on understanding how Shopify and Lumaprints works in conjunction with one another, you can basically connect the store to Lumaprints and we'll receive your information from Shopify, but it's not the same way around. We don't have the capabilities of making a product on Lumaprints and then having it transposed onto Shopify's integration. So it does work the other way around, where whenever you make a product and it's ordered on Shopify, it will then be uploaded and kind of mapped onto lumaprints.com, just not the other way around.
Mhm. And so going with that, there is also a follow-up question where somebody asked, what differs between a save product versus a map product? So a save product is just created manually during the ordering process, whereas mapped product is actually synced from the integrated store. So that happens once you integrate your store, whether it's from Etsy, Shopify, or ShipStation. Your products will be pulled and ready for mapping, and so you can prep them ahead of time before your orders come in. So that's the difference between the two. One is done during the ordering process, and one is done when you integrate your store and start mapping the products ahead of time.
Um, from integration, we're going to move into how you prepare your image. This is a question we do get every once in a while because, a lot of photographers and also artists do work with these heavy files. Um, because in our previous website, we used to use all kinds of image formats, but now we're more limited. And so a question we get asked is, will my converted TIFF file be good enough for print? And so the idea is like how to best convert, your TIFF file or whatever other file you've had into a more acceptable one, like the JPEG or PNG. So as so long as you export it correctly, there shouldn't be any issues. And the easiest way to export it without having a drastic shift or change in your image is to just export as JPEG or PNG using, if you go over to File, scroll down, there should be export options. And always select excellent or great as the quality, as to not have any loss in the, quality of your image. So you could tell if it's lost in quality if you just zoom in and you kind of see if it looks more or less the same as when you first had it in its TIFF form. So that's just a good rule of thumb in general.
Mhm. We have a question here that's asking what is our popular sizes for a 1.5-inch depth stretch canvas or canvas in general. Well, at the end of the day, it's whatever you feel like you want for your prints. So we want to recommend going with the ratio of your print. So if it's a square, doing a range of small, medium, and large sizes, just to offer those options to your customers. But in general, from our previous partners that we've worked with in stores and whatnot, a lot of the orders that we see is like 18 by 24s, 24 by 36s, 30 by 40s, and even 40 by 60s. So as you can see, there's like a range of small, medium to medium and large.
And so the next question is, how much should I charge for shipping if the shipping is always fluctuating on prices on your site? This is a great question, and I think that par for the course for most things that are sold online, shipping is going to fluctuate regardless. It's kind of hard to keep a consistent shipping cost, especially if you're trying to find the most competitive price point. And so here at Lumaprints, what we suggest is that you use the shipping calculator on our website, which we provide once you log in, and then using the zip code that we most likely use or more frequently use, which is the New York zip code of 10001. And that should give you an overall average of what shipping is going to look like across the United States. And it will change from time to time, but the fluctuations shouldn't be as drastic. It's good to check in every, quarter or so just to see how much it differs from how much you're charging now. But for the most part, it's up to you how much you want to add on or pad the shipping to account for those fluctuations, just as kind of something to help you guide yourself along as you calculate shipping.
Awesome. So in terms of cancellation, there is a question about that. When is an order available to be canceled? And also, will I get refunded after a cancellation? So talking to the team, we found out that you can cancel the order as long as it hasn't been printed yet. And of course, you'll be refunded in full.
So another question is, for customers who are picking up orders, what is the pickup area at your California location? I will be posting later some video of how to get to our pickup location. It is pretty straightforward, but I could see where some people might be, unsure. And so if you go right of our entrance at 955 East Ball Road, and you go to the side of the building, there should be a big garage opening. There you'll be able to ring the bell and it'll notify our team that there's a pickup ready to happen. And so it should be pretty straightforward. But again, later we'll post some video of it. That way you also are completely sure, because I'm like me myself, I like to just double check to know where I'm going for these kinds of things. But great question.
Okay, sounds good. So speaking of pickup, we did have a question about making orders done in our Kentucky facility and if it's possible to be picked up there as well. So it looks like you could have your next order completed in Kentucky. You just have to write it in the special instructions in our ordering page, and that way they can make sure that it's sent to Kentucky to be produced. And at the same time, if you want to pick up your order in Kentucky, it is possible. Just make sure you also put that in the instructions and ensure that the team is aware that you'll be picking it up in Kentucky so they can confirm and let you know that it's ready at that site.
Mhm. Let's see. Someone asked, do you have a more complete table of the shipping costs for the different sizes and the different products you offer? Again, going back to our question about shipping, we do have a shipping calculator, which allows you to put the inputs however way for whichever product. So it should give you a good grasp of what the price of the shipping costs are going to look like.
Okay, so we do have a question for people who are using our legacy website regarding the new website. So for those who are using our legacy website, the question is, if I create an account on your new website, will my order history be available on the new website? So at the moment, your order history still stays on the old website or quote unquote legacy website, but you can still access your legacy account on the legacy website to view your past orders. So at the moment, it is not going to be on the new one, but you can still access it in the legacy site.
And let's see. So this is a question that we do get every once in a while, and it's about why when they order a product, sometimes the only option for pickup is pickup from store. So kind of a bit of transparency. There are some images or some products that we can't ship because of the size and the weight overall. And so at that point, it's a lot better to just come pick it up. And so because otherwise it would get too expensive to ship.
For the oversized items, we can also do freight shipment. But because it has to be arranged by freight and not the standard FedEx, UPS, USPS, that's why for those cases, just pick store pickup. Say, please ship it to this location, then we'll arrange freight separately with you.
All right. Thanks,
Awesome.
Ken.
Thanks, Ken. Then last question.
Okay, yeah, so then the very last question that we have, of course, is what file format should I upload my printout? So these are just extra printouts you want to share with your order. We accept it in PDF, PNG, and JPG, JPEG. And that looks like that's all the questions that we received from you guys. So unless there's anybody else that wants to add a question in the chats or unmute themselves and share the questions, we're here to answer your question as well.
Mhm.
Otherwise, yeah, that's it for this week's webinar.
Yeah. Of course, these videos will always be uploaded on YouTube. Go ahead and share and subscribe there. We're always posting content, and we'll be looking forward to posting content outside of our webinars there. So subscribing to us will let you know the first, you'll be the first to know when we'll have some really cool and, interesting stuff, things from behind the scenes. Or for example, today I'll be uploading the video for how you could see where the pickup location is here at the California manufacturing area. So check out the YouTube, and also we'll always upload these. And then for next week, we will be talking to another artist. Look forward to that, and hopefully these topics interest you. All right. Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Bye. I'm so glad we could cut this. Oh my goodness.